We are recording.
Let me mark it.
All right. No one say anything sketchy because we are recording live on the air.
Mm-hmm.
So that murder last night.
Yeah. So how about those crimes we committed? It's good. It was a good time.
It was a gamble.
It was a bit of a gamble. Speaking of gamble, slap me sideways and say hi to your auntie. It's divisional weekend, and we are the Goose Egg Gambling Podcast. I'm your beautiful and boastful host with the mostful, Matt, a.k.a. Mr. Going Stupid.
Oh.
Ooh, challenge flag is out.
It's Cap. You're
Yeah.
gorgeous.
You're right. All right, you still have you have another challenge to use.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you keep your time out.
Okay. I might do that like 20 more times.
And I'm joined by my co-host, Jared, a.k.a. the investor, who is no longer wearing a vest, but that's okay. And we are so pleased to be joined by a friend of the show, Sir Yacht, a.k.a. Seti Osman 2.
Oh, I like that.
I want to give you a Cavs one. Your Cavs are on a bit of a roll right now.
Yes, they did get, they lost by 13 in the Bulls last night, but the Bulls are randomly good. But yeah, the Cavs are doing good. Cavs are doing good.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
You think LeBron might head back there? Might meander his way? Things are looking rough in
I
LA
would love
right
for
now.
that to happen, but I just don't. Yeah, they lost the Pacers last night. I don't know how it happens because the Lakers aren't going to do it, and then the Cavs aren't going to give up all their assets to get LeBron because that's what they would have to do
They would need, I think, LeBron to force his way out.
to like buy out his contract.
He'd have to go diva, I think, to pull it off. But
That doesn't
Ben
sound like
Simmons.
him.
No.
I won't tolerate this anti-LeBron stuff. Just so you know, like as we shift into the NBA season, I'm not going to tolerate anti-LeBron talk out of you.
Okay.
I don't mean to reprimand you live on the air here.
That's fine. I might break that rule, but just let you know.
What is it about LeBron you don't like?
I don't know. Space Jam, China.
Oh my god. Okay, the China one, legit.
Yeah.
Personal
Yellow
foul,
flag is out.
unnecessary shit talk by Jared.
Yeah. And they just, the Space Jam thing was a big problem. Still haven't seen it yet, but I'll
You
come around and
just
watch
didn't
it.
like how he took down the movie or how he handled the role?
I just don't think it'll be as good as American Underdog.
Probably not.
We well, nothing is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
We went out this past weekend and we this is how you know we weren't sober. We talked about with your brother LeBron versus Jordan for about an hour.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was all I cared about at that point of the night was
That's why I knew we should call an Uber.
When it comes around bar clothes, you talk about
if you're talking about
And
strength of
LeBron.
opponents, who they face in the finals,
Right.
then it's probably time to go.
You're done.
mhm.
You're done.
Yeah. However, and we'll get into NBA, I'm sure, throughout once that season gets around, but we got to get through some football games first.
Hey-o.
We've got 7 football games left if you're not counting the Pro Bowl.
Mhm.
I am counting the Pro Bowl, so we have 8 football
I'm
games
so
left.
excited to bet on the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah, I'm taking the over.
Definitely not a degenerate when you bet in the Pro Bowl.
80-point over.
I
Probably.
don't think I've won the Pro Bowl ever.
Really?
Betting on it.
Have you bet on it? I don't think I've ever bet on it before.
I've bet on it like every year.
And it's gone poorly.
Yeah, I suck at it. I can't figure it out. It's like Team D or
You
it
can't
used to
get
be
a
like
read on it.
used to be like Team Dion versus like Team Rice.
Do they still pick teams, or is it AFC and NFC
So
still?
I think it's AFC NFC again.
Really? That'll be something to keep an eye on. We'll do a full Pro Bowl podcast special, I'm sure, because that middle week we won't have anything else to talk about.
Yeah.
So
I think it sucks it's in Orlando now, not Hawaii. If I was a player,
I don't.
if I was
it's in Vegas this year, I think.
I think it's in Vegas.
yeah.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think I would want to go to Hawaii as well.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Because now what does Hawaii do with that football stadium?
that stadium's a hunk of junk.
Is it?
Yeah, Aloha Stadium. It's like falling apart.
Maybe that's why they
You think
left
FedEx
Hawaii.
Field is bad?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably gets used once a year.
Well, Hawaii plays there too.
Oh, that's right. They have a college football team.
Mm-hmm.
That's so random to me. I would never think of Hawaii as like a college program or just state.
Yeah,
even.
Colt Brennan, RIP.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Oh, that's right. Was it this year or was it last
That
year?
was last year.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Well, on that note, should we dive in?
Sorry about that.
Should we, it's
Yeah,
all,
that was tough. That was
It's all
tough.
good. We're talking about Hawaii. Things will happen. Should we dive into this weekend's slate?
No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's the show. Thanks for watching.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right. Well, I'm going to do it anyways.
Okay.
First game, the Saturday afternoon special. We've got the Cincinnati Bengals facing off against the Tennessee
Bingo.
number 1 seed Titans. Titans are 3.5-point favorites. Over under is 47. Here's what I'm thinking. I'll just go first.
Yeah, go for it.
I think the Bengals are really good on the road, but I think the Titans are really good at home. They're 7-2. The Titans are rested. The Titans have Derrick Henry potentially coming back. That's obviously the biggest news for this game. Everyone's going to be watching before they place their bets.
King Henry.
King Henry, exactly. Right now, the public is leaning the Bengals. The majority of bets are coming on the Bengals, both spread and money line. Jared's got a sour taste in his mouth with that.
I love the Titans here.
I agree. I'm big on
Is
the
it because you
Titans.
picked them to win the Super Bowl?
Yes, that's part of it. I just think they match up really well against the Bengals.
I do too. I think their defense is ready to go. I think coaching is the biggest
Yes,
advantage that the Titans have over the Bengals.
And I think the Bengals could be better if they had better coaching. I'm just not a Zach Taylor guy. I don't know
enough about him to say whether I'm pro or anti Zach Taylor.
Well, he was going to be fired if they didn't do that this well this year.
Right.
Exactly.
And
That's
I
what
think
it sounded like.
might be in spite. I'm kind of thinking in spite of him.
Yeah.
It could probably be a little better.
You
That's what
think?
I'm thinking, yeah.
Okay, that is interesting. I think the number 3.5 is pretty interesting in this. I think I would take the Titans up to 4, but I do not think I would go past 4.
I might do an alternate line and go like 4 and go the opposite way and do a -4
Really?
and get better odds. Yeah. I
You
like
the
that.
Titans a lot.
I like them by a touchdown.
Okay.
I'm one of those bandwagoners that I think is because there's a lot more people bet on the Bengals. I'm gonna pick. I picked the Bengals. I put money on them. I've been like big on. I think the biggest monkey on their back was winning their first playoff game in 31 years. I think they're built to win this season because they took advantage of a dysfunctional AFC North. Their wide receiver core is amazing. Joe Burrow is playing out of his mind right now. And it's mostly to me, just I'm not sold on the Titans, and I don't know if Derrick Henry is going to be the Derrick Henry of old, his first game back.
Yeah.
That is a concern. Is he going to be 100% game ready? Because running back is a position where you feel like it should translate pretty well. You just got to go in there, take the ball, and run with it. Like there's not a lot of mental rust he's going to be knocking off, I feel like.
Well, we talked about this on the Sir Yacht show, but nice little plug. What did we talk about? Sorry, I was just so busy plugging myself.
Yeah, exactly. Too anxious with the plug.
Derrick Henry.
About
Rust.
any rust he might have. Because if
Bengals.
he's coming back.
I'm not gonna lie. I literally had a thought, and it went. It,
Well,
just went, it was gone.
You were talking a little bit how he had a very similar injury to Kevin Durant last night.
Yes. It very. I don't know why I pointed in my shirt. Very similar injury. I need a concussion
It's
scan.
an official thought.
I'm the first person to ever get concussed without getting hit.
Oh, yeah, whoa.
Cut out of the really wrong side.
Yeah, he had a very similar injury to Kevin Durant, and he came back like in 12 weeks. Kevin Durant took more like a year. And the thing with Durant is you can shoot, he can play a little defense, he can pass, he can do. I mean, Derrick Henry is there to run. He is a runner. He is a pure runner.
Star.
Yeah, he's a track star. And he's taking a lot more hits, obviously, than Durant is on the basketball court. So you said you probably think he's going to get somewhere like 20 carries or
Around
something
20.
like that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, not to say he's not going to have a great game. He'll probably have 100 yards rushing. That'd be my guess, especially against a depleted Bengals defense has some injuries.
On the defense line, yeah.
I think it's just relying on Ryan Tannehill in the playoffs. I'm not a big Ryan Tannehill guy.
I will say I'm not a doctor, in case anyone was curious.
Also, not
but
actor.
I do wonder if they'll have Henry in for passing downs because it's his Achilles, right? That got hurt, or was it his heel, something like that?
I feel like your Achilles is your heel.
Yeah, I feel like it would be better for him to be in motion. I think
It was
it'd
his
be a lot.
knee, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was his knee.
It might have been his shoulder.
Oh my god.
Jared's cap. Challenging. Sounds fine.
But I wonder if they'll have him in on like pass blocking downs because I think it would be more vulnerable to have him standing still and like pass blocking someone rather than running and controlling his own destiny a little bit.
Right.
So I think that'll be something to watch.
But then there's also a decoy factor with that
Exactly.
too. So
Okay, so he had a
depends how you play it.
Jones fracture. That's what it was.
In
Because
his
remember Durant
foot?
having that. Yeah, it's actually in the 5th metatarsal of the foot.
Okay.
It's not cap. Wikipedia said it.
Plantar fasciitis.
Everything there is true, apparently. Wikipedia.
He's got athlete's foot.
Yeah, it's got gout. He ate too much red meat.
He needs Dr. Dr. Scholl's.
Yeah, so he'll be all laced up with his Dr. Scholl implants.
No, he needs Tinactin. That's what it is.
Tough acting.
Boom.
Acting.
Exactly.
Sorry.
You're good. So, yeah, it's an interesting line. I do think the Bengals are dangerous, and I think offensively they'll do well, but the Titans' defense is very good as well.
Yes, very underrated.
Mhm.
They don't get talked about.
They got a
enough.
good pass rush. The Bengals' offensive line isn't that improved. Plus, the Raiders came back in that Bengals game. Granted, the Raiders played everyone pretty tough this year. The
Right.
Raiders were in a lot of close games, but the Bengals did not really close the door on them, I would say.
Well, then Hendrickson got hurt in the second half. I think that was a big factor. With
Yeah.
the Raiders coming back too.
Definitely.
So Hendrickson's kind of like the common denominator
Mhm.
for that Bengals defense.
Yeah, I would say so.
And him banged up. I don't know. I like the Titans more
Yeah.
overall.
I'd agree. Over under is 47. What are you guys leaning?
I lean under.
That's what I have too. But as I'm looking at it now, I might be going over.
I like
Obviously,
over.
you got to wait for the Derrick Henry news to come out.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this is a game where both teams are taking long possessions. Joe Mixon's going to be featured a lot. Derrick Henry featured a lot. I think each team only really touches the ball probably like 10 times or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be 21-14.
I like the over. I'm just gonna say I think the Titans are a very weak 1 seed. Like they're a very weak 1 seed. I mean, you've had the Chiefs in the past that have been a good 1 seed. I don't think the Titans are a 1 seed.
They beat the Chiefs.
When they had Derrick Henry, they steamrolled
So did the Bengals.
Chiefs. They steamrolled the Rams.
I'm saying in the past the Chiefs have been
Yeah.
the 1 seed, and they've been a
Compared to
dominant 1
in the
seed.
past.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't fear the Titans as much as like
No,
people would have feared the Chiefs or the Patriots.
Exactly.
As the 1 seed.
I think the team that the Bengals would want to play the most right now are the teams that
Of
are
the
remaining is the
yes.
Titans. I would not want to play the Bills right now, and I would not want to play the Chiefs. I think the Titans, I'm not saying overrated. I'm just saying I think they're a very weak 1 seed. And I think the Bengals are for real. I really do. And I'm trying to take my bias out of this being the AFC North. It's hard, but I really do think they're for real this year.
So you're going upset special.
Oh, for sure. For
you
sure.
You think money line like straight up?
Yeah, I already put money on
There
the
you
money line.
go.
So yeah, putting my money where my mouth is, and that's
All
what I
right.
do.
So Joey's got money line. I'm taking just Titans 3.5, but I am gonna watch. If it gets higher than 4, I think I would stay away. I think I would go Bengals.
I might go 4.5. I might go the opposite way.
Wow.
Just go 10. What do you got to lose?
Oof.
Think about the payday that would give you.
-10.
Could you imagine if you bet minus? Could you imagine if you bet -30? Can you go that low?
I
feel like you can't.
I'm not sure.
I think 13.5 is the most you can like
Yeah, I'm not
add.
sure.
I think you can add up to 10 or something.
not
like
sure.
That would have been something.
I've never been that ballsy. I've done
Yeah.
some stupid bets in my life. I've never.
I think you can do like a
that
point or
crazy.
two, but
Okay.
I'm not sure how far you can go.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
The game I'm struggling with the most this weekend is Niners-Packers because I could see this game going either way. I think the Packers win regardless. I could see it being a close Niners victory, but I could also see the Packers kind of just blowing them out and running away with it like they usually tend to do in the divisional round. It's a 6-point spread. The Packers are favored. The line's moved around a lot just because of the Jimmy G injury news and all of that. Over-under is 47. Besides Jimmy G, the Niners also lost a lot of players on defense. Nick Bosa left with a concussion. Willis, their other D end, and Fred Warner both left with ankle injuries.
Mhm.
And right now, Warner is the only one who's expected to play.
Right.
So that's a big deal, especially
Wow.
considering the Packers are getting healthier. They're adding back Bakhtiari, Jair Alexander, all those guys who were missing. So the Packers have a lot of healthy players coming in. Also, Jimmy G has never played in temperatures below 40. This game is going to be a lot colder than 40 degrees.
Aaron Andrews thinks it's gonna be the coldest ever.
That's what she announced. And then if he's got a hurt shoulder, that's gotta be hard to throw in the cold with a hurt
Yes.
shoulder.
Yeah.
I think if the Niners do have a chance in this game, they're going to be running the ball. It's going to be very similar to that 2019 NFC Championship where Jimmy G threw it like 6 times or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it's going to have to be.
They're going to have to run the ball, control the game completely. And I still don't know. I liked the 49ers a lot after the Cowboys game, but the more I've thought about it, the Cowboys kind of beat themselves in that game, maybe more than the Niners won it. It's close.
Yeah. Yeah, and once Bosa
It's a lot of
went down,
semantics.
And then once Bosa went down,
That's when the door opened. Exactly.
Right,
That's
so
when
that's a
the
big
Cowboys
factor.
had a ton of time to pass the ball. That's when they were able to take those chunk plays.
Yep.
And if you give Aaron Rodgers that amount of time, it does not tend to work out well.
Typically, no.
Yeah.
Typically, no.
So because of all those factors, I'm personally taking Packers -6. I'd love to hear what you guys think.
Yeah, I this is the one game I took Packers. Like I put on the spread. Everything else I was money line. I just think with Jimmy Garoppolo out or as injured as he is, I think the Cowboys won in spite of Garoppolo's performance at the end of the game. But I do think Jimmy does some good things for the 49ers. I just think as long as Aaron Rodgers isn't in the NFC Championship at this point, he is stellar in the cold and he's stellar at Lambeau Field. His winning percentage is unbelievable. So this is the least the Packers have ever had to rely on Aaron Rodgers. They have a great team around him.
Mhm.
I like the under in this game a lot, though. I think it's going to be one of those games where the 49ers do the same thing with Deebo Samuel and they run the ball and they try to control the clock. That's the only way I can see the 49ers win this game is if they win time of possession and they just wear down the Packers defense with running.
That's the one thing the Niners do really well is they never let the game dictate how they're going to play. They never really panic. They could be down 2 scores and still run the ball and still stay committed to the ground game, which is very impressive because if I get down 1 score in Madden, I'm throwing 4 verts pretty much every play.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is any player that's won MVP or won a Super Bowl, I mean, this is a crazy stat to look up, but anybody that's been as successful as Aaron Rodgers, let's say Aaron wins the Super Bowl this season. Is there anybody that has done that has dipped the next season?
To leave this much at the top of their game.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's the closest thing I can think of.
I mean, Elway is sort of, but he was kind of on the downward.
But he
spiral.
retired.
Yeah, I think Elway, people like noticeably knew.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers
Go to another team?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't think Rodgers is retiring. I think if he was going to retire, it would have been last year.
Yeah.
I think I've watched a lot of interviews. He's having a lot of fun. And how could you leave when you're the MVP of the league?
Well, how could you leave the Packers? I don't think there's a better situation out there than the Packers right now.
I don't
know if there's a
disagree
better
with
team.
that.
You think there's a better team he could go to?
No, I agree with you. I don't disagree. It was
gotcha,
2
gotcha.
negatives. Yes. that's not me.
It's okay. We're a grammatically
That was unnecessary.
fluid show.
Sorry.
Oh,
That's-
throwing a flag.
Well, on myself.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know,
Self-imposed
accountability.
flag,
Hold
yeah.
myself accountable. So, I like the Packers -6 in this one. I think. Well, I already bet on it, but I like Aaron Rodgers a lot more than you do. But I think they're just rolling right now. Talk to me next week when they play in the NFC Championship. Maybe I'll have a different sentiment, but I think they get there.
Right. I'm going Niners +6. I think
Okay.
It's just too many points.
Really? What is you think they're just gonna be able to control the clock and all of that?
And they're
or?
much more battle tested recently than the Packers.
That's true. The Packers have not played.
A tough opponent since November.
I do think that is a factor.
So you talk about rust. I think that will happen. Maybe Niners first half.
Also, what was the last really physical team they played? Because that's kind of one of the
Browns.
big criticisms that the Packers
Cleveland
always
Browns.
have is that you can hit them in the mouth and they kind of shirk.
Cleveland Browns.
The Browns are a physical team. I'd give them.
Yeah, probably. That was
Yeah.
probably like their biggest, toughest matchup of recently.
Yeah. Vikings didn't really give them too much.
It's probably the Rams game.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
And the Vikings played them tough. I mean,
Vikings did play them tough at first, not the second game.
right.
That thing you brought up about Jimmy Garoppolo never playing under 40 degrees, that's a big stat.
Yeah.
That's big. And I think if you're going to play in the cold, you want to be on the Bills or you want to be on the Packers. And I think
But there's another stat I saw. I think the Packers are 6-8 in Lambeau in playoff games since 2002. So
That doesn't surprise me.
They're below 500.
6-8,
Yeah.
Because, yeah,
Well,
their
we're cherry
Super, their
picking.
Super Bowl run was all away.
we're cherry picking stats. I'm not listening to that one. Is that really 6-8
Yeah, because
Sounds like you're listening.
since 2002? Well, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, yeah,
Wow.
Because before that, they never lost a home playoff game.
Oh, really?
Right. It was like decades or something.
That is interesting.
hmm And then now, like,
I would be interested to see how much of that was Brett Favre and how much of that was Aaron Rodgers.
I would too.
I think it's about 50-50.
It's at this point because Favre,
Probably.
it was Favre up to 2010, I believe.
I mean, it makes sense because they've only won one Super Bowl in Aaron Rodgers' time, which is fucking 2 Super Bowls in 3 decades with 2 of the best quarterbacks of all time.
yeah, poverty.
Titletown?
Poverty franchise.
Thank you.
Get Bart start. Okay, Jared, relax.
Thank you.
0 Super Bowls.
Now you guys are understanding that.
Do you actually think the Packers are a poverty franchise?
Yeah, well, the Titletown thing kind of.
I agree.
Titletown, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. He can say that they're a poverty franchise. He's not saying that the Vikings aren't.
That's true.
Because if you can say the Packers are Titletown, then you can say the Vikings have 1 championship then.
That is true.
The
yeah.
Browns have
Right.
8 championships.
Yeah, he can say that. Titletown.
Yeah.
I think the town of Green Bay, as someone who visited, I think they just really needed something to cling to. So they just.
I think that
were
town
big
is.
into branding.
I think it's overrated as fuck. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
I think it's cool. It was cool to experience for
Yeah.
once. I was glad to say I was there. Would I want to go back in November?
no.
Maybe
would-
like July.
this weekend.
July when they're not played.
Yeah, I'd love to go visit training camp.
When it's like
sometime.
70 degrees out. I don't know. I was okay leaving at halftime of that game. I don't know.
I was too.
I'm not. it's like, oh, well, it's like the experience and stuff. Okay, well, I'm sitting on a fucking cold bench. Like, this sucks.
Yeah, this experience sucks.
My ass is sore.
Right.
Okay, and this is a terrible game. The Packers Seahawks game was not good.
And it's historic and all that. And I am glad we went, but at the same time, I'm soft personally. And
No, it's not soft.
I was very excited when you said, "Let's get out of here."
history. You know, I've been into the Smithsonian. You know, that's history. Do I want to go back right now? I don't think so.
I mean,
It's not a museum.
I want to
guy.
watch football. I want to go somewhere that has cool shit, like cool monitors and TVs. It's 2022, Jared. It's not fucking 1930.
I agree. I do much
Preaching to the
prefer.
choir.
Let's
I
put some
much
seats
prefer a
there.
U.S. Bank Stadium to a.
I 100%
Lambeau
agree.
Field.
And people are like, "Whoa, you don't like the game. You don't like the history." It's like, no, I like to be comfortable watching.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
game.
I could watch a documentary on Bart Starr and get the exact same effect as going to Lambeau Field.
That'd be a boring documentary.
I will
It
say
would be.
tailgating's great. The people in Wisconsin are really, really nice. And
Yeah.
that whole experience was fun. But I just think Lambeau Field in general is overrated.
I'm glad I checked it off my bucket list.
Oh, 100%.
And now
100%.
I don't know when I'll go back next.
Probably never.
I'd go to a September game. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. You cut it off. What do you mean? I would not go after October.
Yeah, after Halloween, I'm staying away,
Yep,
I think.
100%.
I thought it was a very poor user experience to sit on a bench and have it be soaking wet and soak your pants. I think that's a poor user experience.
It is. And I'm 6'6" and I'm all legs. And you're so crunched up.
Yeah.
Like, we were really close to each other and the people in front of us. Like, usually you have seats to separate people, and I was getting kneed in the back. Somebody spilled their pop on me twice. Like,
Yeah, there's no assigned seating. You're all just like squished together. If someone's like friend wants to come say hi, they're squishing in the bench too.
but
And
Matt,
they give you this much space in the bench.
but it's Titletown. It's the experience.
Yeah, wearing a fucking hat
But
of
it's-
cheese on your head.
But what about the experience? Fuck the experience.
Jared's
Fuck
just
the experience.
wringing his hands with joy behind the glass
Yeah,
right
thank
now.
you for saying that, guys. It's like the nicest
Have
thing
you
you've ever
been?
said to me.
The nicest
You
thing.
haven't been?
No.
Are we selling it right now?
I would go if it was a Vikings game.
Yeah, like a
But-
Sunday night Vikings game.
Yeah, if it was like playoff implications or something. would
I
go.
think it's cool. I think that it's awesome that they have a bunch of like owners, and you know, I love like the uniqueness of the Green Bay Packers, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I can read about them. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Let
yeah.
me see you put some NFTs or something there. I don't know.
There are more than one way-
metaverse.
There's more than one way to appreciate something. You don't have to go experience it firsthand, is what we're saying. Once VR gets really good, I'd love to attend more games like through the Oculus or something. That sounds my speed.
I know we were going way off topic here, but I want to have an experience where I'm watching a game and I could look like in, for example, Aaron Rodgers' like vision, and I put on the
That'd be
Oculus and I'm like, he's like running around, and that I need that. I need that in my life, and or like an NBA game, for example, and somebody there has an Oculus on, and you're courtside and you're taking in the game, and it literally looks like you're there.
Yeah,
And
I've
you can
seen
pay,
those.
maybe it's like you pay, they have like exclusive seating, almost like an NFT.
Yeah.
Honestly, NFTs with that stuff, I'm going to stop talking because this is ridiculous. But we might have to turn this podcast off and go hit the brainstorm sesh. But
I think Gary Vee is coming out of Joey right now as we speak.
there you go.
do you fuck with NFTs? I would literally kill both of my fucking parents right now just to be 25 in an NFT.
So Jared, you're the only one taking the Niners here.
Yeah, just battle tested.
No personal bias going into this pick
Not
at
at
all.
all. No, just
Yeah.
logic.
Is that spread or money line?
spread?
Ooh. Yeah. Do you think they
Yeah, yeah.
do you think they can win the game or no?
Jared didn't want me to ask that question.
I'm not a Garoppolo guy.
Really?
I don't believe in him. And if Trey Lance plays,
Garoppolo grinder.
he just doesn't have the experience yet.
Yeah.
Maybe Trey Lance a year from now. But
It's just
right
that
now,
Packers defense is so good
they're
too.
very good.
Mhm.
And
Not a lot of room for
Jair
error.
Alexander's easily a top 5 corner.
There you go.
So
I would agree. I'm not a Garoppolo guy either. I think he does some good stuff, but when it counts, I think he's like the Mike McCarthy of quarterbacks. I think he just time and him just I don't know.
it's just game manager at best because he misses a lot of deep throws too.
He does. He does not have a great arm. Not like a stupendous one.
When you bring up somebody's winning percentage as a stat that helps them, I think that completely undermines their talent. Oh, but
Really?
his winning percentage.
I disagree with that. I think winning
Well, that's the
percentage is a quarterback stat.
But that's the first thing. I agree.
Great- with
I
grain of
agree.
salt,
But-
obviously.
But that's the first thing that people lead with. It's not his actual stats. It's the first thing they lead with. Like, you don't lead with, oh, Aaron Rodgers' record is really good. It's like, no, Aaron Rodgers is very accurate. He does not turn over the ball, and he's very good still at his age.
if it's your only argument, that's a bit of a red
That's what I'm
flag.
saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
get that.
But red flag.
Red flag way all the way over there.
Over there.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge.
All right, my favorite game of this weekend is my Los Angeles Ramley. I say my loosely. I'm kind of hopping on the bandwagon this year, as everyone knows. Versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs are still favored in this one, kind of surprisingly to me, -3. The line did not move after the Rams-Cardinals game at all. Still interesting. Over-under is 48.5. And the Rams, the more I think about their Monday night game, it was more so the Cardinals blowing it. Stafford was not asked to do a lot at all.
17 attempts.
Yeah, they ran the ball. They played super efficiently, which is nice. But that still doesn't really like answer any Matt Stafford questions that I think a lot of people still have of if they can trust him. But I loved the Rams defense in that game.
Very good.
That alone skyrocketed my view of the Rams stock. And the Bucs are down 2 Pro Bowl offensive linemen. They're both listed as questionable right now. The right tackle is more likely to play than the center as of right now.
I thought it was the opposite.
Is it?
I think Wirfs is doubtful. Jensen might play. He's the center.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, proven wrong on my own podcast. Humiliating. I'm still gonna wait to hear about the offensive line before I officially make my bet. But right now,
yep, same way.
Yeah, but right now, if one of the two do not play, I'm all over the Rams here.
I think you will be then,
and I think I will be regardless. I think I would still take the 3, even if the offensive linemen do play. The Rams have beaten the Tom Brady Buccaneers pretty good the last 2 times they played.
Yep.
It was last year on Monday Night Football, and then this year is like week 6, I believe.
Yes.
This year they beat him really well.
And in LA.
They did beat him in LA. So that is, you're going to Tampa Bay, you're going across the coast. That's always a factor for Jared, the time zone difference.
It is a big factor. It's 2 p.m.
It's an early game. So that'll be like a noon game for them. So not too crazy.
Too bad. Let's see here. Yep.
Oh, what are the stats saying? 'Cause yeah, they beat him, I believe it was week 5.
Jared, what are your thoughts on Raymond James Stadium?
I like
Experiencing
it.
it first.
Yeah.
I like
Better than Lambeau?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, there's no.
There's nothing better than Lambeau.
Another thing about the Bucs, they haven't kind of with the Packers. They haven't really played anybody crazy tough, unless you want to.
Well, they always end their season with their division, and that works really well in their favor.
I would agree. Even in the playoffs, they play the Eagles,
and they're not good. The Eagles.
No, people are like, well, Jalen Hurts is the guy now. It's like, is he? I don't know.
Nah. And then they played a good Saints defense, and they didn't put up any points. So
yeah, the Rams can win in multiple different ways. It's just it all comes down. It's so cliche to say it, but it all just comes down to Matt Stafford. If they have turnovers, if they play, I think if the Rams play a perfect game, they are better than the Bucs playing a perfect game.
If Odell Beckham has over 100 yards, I think the Rams win.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well.
I think that's a big stat for this game.
Yeah, their chemistry is really coming together. I feel like in this last month or so.
Yeah,
Cooper Kupp obviously is going to get the most attention on that defense, but the Bucs DBs are not that great. So
they're just a well-coached defense, pretty much.
And especially with how good the Bucs defense is overall, like against the run, I think Stafford is going to be throwing it probably 30 times this game. So it's just a matter of how well that works. If Kupp will do his thing,
and the last time these teams played, Cam Akers wasn't around. So
that is
now
true.
He's back, so that's another factor.
Yeah, 2-headed monster with him and Sony Michel.
Yeah, pretty good backfield there.
Yeah, if I were the Rams, I try and get the ball first and set the tone this game.
Really?
Try and win. Try and win the coin toss. I'm usually all for deferring on a coin toss and getting the ball in the second half, but in this game, I think if the Rams can set the tone early, get like a head start on the Bucs and control it from there, I think that really works in their favor.
They're going to leave too much time for Tom Brady then if they score first.
That's true.
Way too much time on the clock for Tom Brady.
55 minutes.
Yeah, the Bucs will operate the first ever 55-minute drive, go for 2 when they score.
I don't know about that one. One thing I really do like though in this game is the over at 48.5. I think really you don't like it.
I'm the opposite.
Why is that?
You think too many?
I don't trust Stafford.
Do you like their defenses?
I like both
teams
defenses a lot.
I like both offenses.
Yeah, I think defense is the factor here. So I love the under actually.
Okay.
Just 2 strong defenses.
You don't think they're going to each put up 24 though, at least?
I think it'll be a grinded out game.
Really? I think like 28-26 or something like that. 28-27.
That might be a scoregami.
It might be.
I love both defenses, and that's kind of what I'm leaning on. I like them both more than both offenses. So that's really what I'm leaning on.
Yeah. I'm leaning over as well, but my main one's gonna be I'm taking the Rams spread. I'm taking the Rams money line too. Again, I said it on the Yacht show. It might be my heart more than my head because I hate betting against Tom Brady. I just know it's wrong to do. I know it's stupid, but at this point, I'm just riding with my Vegas bet. The Rams, the Super Bowl.
See, I'm like the opposite because I'm betting the Bucks, but I think every indication points towards the Rams because the Bucks are going to be a little injured. Obviously, they don't have Leonard Fournette and Chris Godwin.
I think Fournette's coming back.
I believe so.
Is he coming back?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I put him in my playoff lineup like literally a half hour ago for fantasy. That's bad preparation by me, but it just seems like the Rams with Aaron Donald and how good their defense is going up against, regardless if Jensen plays or not, a beaten up, with worse probably going to be a beaten up Buccaneers offensive line. Like you've said, Brady needs time. So for me, it's more like I feel like every indicator is going towards the Rams winning this game. But it's the Tom Brady thing for me.
I do think they're favored strictly because of Tom Brady.
Tom Brady knows before every play where he's going to go and what he's going to do.
That's how I play Madden.
And that's how you play Madden. And I think he emulates that. I think he embraces that. And I like Mike Evans, I like Gronk a lot. And I don't know. I'm not sold on Matthew Stafford quite yet. I've said it before. I think the Rams are a little bit of frauds. They're not as big of frauds as the Cardinals. That's why they blew them out. I don't know. I can't like put it into words other than just it's Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
There's just a weird aura about it.
So I put money line on Buccaneers.
Like you just feel if the ball is gonna bounce a certain way, it's gonna bounce in the Bucs' favor. They just have that kind of that it factor about them. I don't know what it is. I think it's just Tom Brady, but it's just tough to bet against him. But I'm gonna do it just with I'm gonna grit my teeth and just do it. I think.
Jared, I have a question for you.
What's up, Jared?
Bruce Arians. He got fined $50,000. Was it Anthony Adams?
Yep.
Are you a fan of? What is your opinion on that?
I think it's fine that he came on the field, but just don't fucking hit him in the head.
Yeah,
that was like malicious intent what he did.
Yeah,
you can pull him away from the waist.
I mean, you could like maybe hit him on the back or something like that. But I think with the NFL with CT and everything, that is a bad.
I think it's just uncalled for.
It's just
hit
childish.
Him in the head. Yeah, he's got temper problems.
You can yank him
even in high
grab him
school.
by the waist and pull him away. Don't fucking just slap him in the head.
Even in high school, I hated how coaches would just yell and berate and like smack around players.
Yeah.
My coaches didn't even do it that bad, but just like.
And then people are always saying like, "Well, this is what it's always been like." Blah blah blah.
Well, change.
That doesn't mean it's okay.
Yeah, if you look at the past, the majority of things were bad about the past.
Right. Yeah.
Like Lambeau Field.
But yeah.
Damn.
But like he could have handled that situation a lot better than what he did. Like it was just uncalled for, I think.
And I get that, like that's part of football culture. Like. Guys yelling at each other,
but it's like a toxic part.
It's like you've never been in a locker room before. You don't get it. It's like no. There are ways to handle that. Yes.
Yeah, they're human beings.
Like that's not saying Bruce Arians couldn't have chewed him out or like grabbed him by the waist or even like maybe just like tapped him on the shoulder or something like that.
But just like fucking slapping him in the head.
Yeah, and in slow motion that kind of looked bad.
Right.
I think
like his head moved.
Right. I think that's why so many players are attracted to like the Sean McVays and like the Rams because McVay's never doing stuff like that.
I mean, would you want your boss to hit you like that?
No, of
course
if
not.
If Miles swung on me like that, we'd have a problem.
Right, yeah, that'd be over the line.
I think Brady likes that old school coach though. Like Belichick.
Look at his previous relationship.
Yeah, I don't know if Brady could thrive with a coach that's younger than him, but two, like a new school coach.
And like Belichick wouldn't have done that. What Arians did.
But
I
Belichick was
think-
a hard ass. But yeah, I don't think he would get physical.
Right.
I think Brady likes somebody that'll challenge him.
Sure, that's completely fine. But
I know it's not what we're talking about. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's a very noticeable line that can be like you can still be hard on players. You can still do everything.
No, but you've never been in a locker
I don't think
room.
it's
You
too
don't
much
know.
to ask for my boss not to slap me in the back of the head. I think that's a pretty fair expectation.
Antonio, but also there's the angle that people are like Antonio Brown was right. It's like
okay, yeah, that's
He's
his own
right
coordinator.
again.
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
Listen, he was right about Big Ben. He was right. He was right about John Gruden. And
He was
Mike
right when he
Mayock.
didn't pay those people. He was right when he domestic violence.
hey, this guy's making sense.
Yeah, stuff's gonna come out about his chef and the delivery truck driver, and everyone's like, "Damn, AB was right again." He's the only one who has the guts to say it.
Oh my god,
that man is a prophet.
Yeah,
that dude spitting facts.
He is best rapper alive too. Do you guys know that?
Yeah.
Who, AB?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Boomin', you ever listen to his music?
I
can't say I really.
Antonio Brown is the Lambeau Field of rappers.
The only
There's a
Antonio
lot of
Brown
history.
song I've listened to is the Logan Paul diss.
I have not listened to that.
Really? Logan Paul's diss back was really good. It's really catchy.
I have also not listened to that.
Me neither. Someone sent it to me.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll go listen to it.
Just check it out sometime. Considering they're gonna probably fight this year,
Right.
I think it's probably worth it.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. All right. The last game on the docket is probably the best game of the weekend.
Yeah.
We've got Jared. Okay, relax.
What did Jared say?
He just
said
said,
yeah.
He sounded very unexcited about it.
No, I'm excited. I'm very
I can
excited.
tell.
Yeah. This be a great game.
You wear it well. Can I challenge that one?
See, that was smarter. I threw it way over there. That's not
No, I
even
don't
how you
disagree
throw a
with you.
challenge.
Can we get a polygraph tested here? See if
No,
Jared-
I'm very excited for this game.
I'm so excited.
I'm just making fun
Are
of
you
you.
on an edible? Are you?
I'm stoked.
I am so hyped for this game.
All
Let's
right,
go.
we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I think these are the two best teams in the league right now. This is probably the AFC Championship, more or less.
You could say that.
I mean, it has been.
Pretty much. The Chiefs are favored by 2.5. Over under is a whopping 54. To me, this
it went
game
down.
It did.
Okay.
To me, this game comes down to which offense blinks first. I think both teams are going to score. Both teams are going to score really quickly. But is Josh Allen going to go back to his old playoff ways where he gets a little erratic, where he makes a big goof? Is there going to be a Chiefs fumble? Tyreek Hill's kind of had a rough season with his hands. There's going to be a fumble there. The Chiefs also started really slow against the Steelers. They obviously blew them out in the last 3 quarters, but they did not score in their first 5 drives at all. I don't think you can afford to do that against the Bills.
Right. Very high powered.
Exactly. Neither defense is going to stop the other offense. I think we've all accepted that pretty much. The Bills defense has a better chance of doing it. The Chiefs can beat the Bills on the ground, but the Bills can beat the Chiefs in the air. It's kind of a weird dynamic there.
Yeah.
When I'm looking at this game, the one number that stood out to me is against the spread this year, the Chiefs are 9-9 and the Bills are 10-6-2.
Whew.
So Vegas has been pretty right about the Bills. Or at least the Bills have been good about beating the spread that Vegas has laid out for them.
Sure.
So because of that, I've gone back and forth all week. I'm going to go with the Bills spread and money line. I think this is the Bills' year to get it done.
You think all the way?
Yes. I think Bills Rams Super Bowl is my new prediction.
Bills Rams, huh? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I just feel like the Bills have that it factor. They have the extra motivation. The Chiefs are good this year, but they're not like they were the last 2 years.
I would think the Chiefs have the motivation because the game that you and I went to, they got blown out by the Bills. I think it's a little bit of a revenge factor for there. And I think you're forgetting 2 very important words.
Okay.
Playoff Jackson.
That's true. Action Jackson.
More TikToks to be available. Super Bowl TikToks and Super Bowl TikToks in Los Angeles. Like you said before, the collaborations.
He's got a big collab media schedule.
He's ready,
for
dude.
LA.
And if Playoff Jackson is denied his collaborations in Los Angeles, I think we are all done a disservice. I really do. On a serious note, though, I like the revenge factor for the Chiefs. I mean, we saw Patrick Mahomes completely do a 180. I like how people say he did a 360. It's like, so he's the same.
Yeah,
I almost said that. I almost said that. But I like how the Chiefs have figured things out. They played very well against a very bad Pennsylvania team, another bad Pennsylvania team in the playoffs. But I think the Chiefs are the better team. I think Josh Allen isn't necessarily going to have like an oof moment or whatever, but I think the Chiefs just do a little more than the Bills do. I will say though, that's the best I've ever seen the Bills play, and they played a perfect game last week. So I certainly do not think it's going to be a blowout. I think I said it the other day. I think this game is a 1-point game.
That is true about the Bills. They literally cannot replicate what they could replicate it. They can't beat what they did.
It's a come down game, Jared.
Last
For a
week.
perfect game.
Perfect
I mean,
game.
it has to be. It's not going to be another perfect game against the
You
Chiefs.
think they used all their emotional energy on beating their longtime rival, the Patriots?
They might. That was a huge game they won.
That was.
Come down factor. But Chiefs can also have a come down game too.
They can. That Steelers game didn't
Come
feel
down
as
versus come
personal. This is a 10-6 game.
Oh my God.
That'd be interesting if it was that low.
That would be really interesting. What are you thinking on this game?
Tre'Davious White is a big factor
It is.
in my thinking. Last time these two teams played, Tre'Davious White played.
Mm-hmm.
The revenge factor like Joey said, I like Mahomes at home.
Yeah.
So.
Which revenge factor is higher, though, I guess is the question. And does that even affect the game? Is it the Chiefs winning the AFC Championship last year, or is it the Bills blowing them out in Arrowhead this year?
Yeah, it's hard to beat a team twice in 1 year.
That is true. You are a big one on that, yeah.
So, I
think if anything, though, that gave the Bills the confidence that, hey, we can beat this team. Because before, up to that, they had not beaten the Chiefs. And I think them doing that, it gives them more confidence to say, we are able to do this. We know, at least have some sort of inkling on how to do it. Obviously, they're way two different teams now. The Chiefs were floundering at that point.
I will say, though, if I was picking my heart, I would like to see the Bills pass the Chiefs and have a chance at winning the Super Bowl. Because if you guys are picking the Titans, that'd be a Bills-Titans matchup, and the Titans beat the Bills 34-31 earlier this year. So that'd be another revenge game for the Bills.
Yep.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see the Bills in the Super Bowl. I want Josh Allen to get there eventually. Unfortunately, he was born and playing around the same time as Patrick Mahomes. So I think for anybody in the AFC, it's going to be a little tough.
Yeah.
Is Buffalo on Lake Erie?
Yes.
So if the Bills win, does that count a Super Bowl one for the Browns also? Because they share the same lake?
Might as well take it if you can get
Yeah,
it.
the Lake Erie Bros, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that counts for the Browns?
No, I'm not sure that's how it works.
If the Packers win the Super Bowl, does that count for the Vikings since they're state neighbors?
No, because they don't share a body of water.
Mm.
Unless the
None?
Mississippi.
I don't think the Mississippi goes through
No.
Wisconsin. None of the Great Lakes are shared by Wisconsin.
Superior?
Wouldn't it be?
What's Duluth?
Yeah, well, Duluth is in Minnesota.
No, because it has to be the city.
You know who
they're
shares-
not the Minneapolis Vikings.
You know who shares a body of water? It's the Vikings and Saints.
They do, yeah. So the Vikings and Saints are.
They do, and that's why they hate
The
each
Vikings
other.
and a lot of people.
That's a river. It's not a lake. So
That's a body of water. I said a
you
body of water.
You said body of water.
I said body of water.
Yeah,
so I
come
think
on, Jared.
maybe I should hate the Bills because we share a body of water.
Who does the Mississippi River go through? We can see all the
a
Vikings.
shit ton of cities.
Yeah, I'm gonna see
I think
right now.
it goes to St. Louis, so
It does, so you could be the Rams.
maybe the Rams.
we are Ramley here.
Memphis doesn't have a team. They got the Grizzlies though. John Moran, shout out.
So
to
yeah,
them.
you can share the Grizzlies' success. There's a lot of teams you can root for, Jared. If we're just talking that.
Mississippi River Bros.
Missouri, Illinois, so the Bears.
Okay.
That's a stretch.
Yep, it does go through. It does go through Wisconsin.
It's a big-ass
Wisconsin,
state.
so you can get the
also-
Packers
well, Chicago.
and the Bucks. Congrats on your NBA championship this year with the Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Milwaukee, Mississippi goes through Milwaukee.
Just Wisconsin.
All right.
Goes by, yeah.
It's a big state.
Arkansas football, Razorbacks.
You a Razorback guy?
We were at a game.
This is going way too far off the
It is.
rails for me.
And basically, yeah, the Saints. So you got a lot of teams you can root for on that regard.
It's a great lake.
I would like to see the Bills win this game. I don't see it happening. I'm never going to doubt the Chiefs ever again and Jackson Mahomes. I'm never going to doubt it. We should make it a point next season to go to Kansas City and find out where Jackson is like your brother and we should go meet him, do collab.
That would be amazing.
Jackson, I have almost as many followers as you on TikTok.
Please, bro.
Please, bro.
Please
Do
give
me
me
one.
please do give me a chance.
Just do me one.
Just do me a solid and give me a chance.
Let me do at least one of the Corvettes. You can do the second Corvette. Just give me one of them.
Yo, yeah.
He's a nice guy.
I'm sure he. I actually disagree.
I was talking about Joey.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, leave it there. Thank you.
All right.
Oof.
So those are those games. Did you have an official pick, Jared? You taking the Chiefs?
I'll take Chiefs.
You think?
Yeah.
It's a game I don't think any of us are confident about. Like that we're like,
Well, I think we could all see.
I'm gonna lock it in or anything.
I'm
like
not sure if I'm
that,
going to bet the over, though.
really.
I might get
54 right
If
now.
it goes down maybe a point or two.
but I think it's a high scoring game.
I think so too. I think this is whoever has the ball last wins.
It's so hard to bet over 50 points in the NFL for
As
me.
in playoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so
Cold
tough.
weather playoffs.
I might just take the under in spite
Yeah.
of everyone.
There you go.
That's a good way to because
I bet you're
that
fun at
makes,
parties.
That makes sense to bet like that.
Jared's gonna be the guy watching this game cheering for punts. Everyone else gonna be cheering for offensive fireworks.
I do like taking unders.
I know you do. I think you're the only person I've ever met who does.
They usually pan out. Not always. Most of the time.
Probably around 50%.
I usually don't win. Yeah, but
You just like the idea of an under.
I like the idea of being right. I think that's my insecurity.
Yeah, I would actually probably say that is. But I'm the same way. I mean, I'm picking the Rams right now. I picked the Steelers last week just because I wanted to be the one guy who called the.
That was tough.
I went completely against my logic.
You're a panicky Pete about that too.
Like panicky Pete.
Yeah.
That
Picking them.
was so unnecessary.
Why so? You weren't watching the game with me.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just felt like you were like, I think the Steelers got it. Destiny, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I got a little.
Johnny was
carried
like, I
away.
think they're gonna win too. I'm like,
Yeah, that was
fuck are you
that
doing,
was his
Johnny?
bad. He should have let me die on that.
stay
side
in your
alone.
lane, bro. What are you-
Stay in your lane.
Guys, the NFL playoffs are here.
Oh yeah.
We're right in the thick of it.
What?
Mm-hmm.
And with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and the Goose Egg Gambling Podcast, we're kicking things off with a huge, massive offer.
Massive.
As you guys are dedicated sports fans.
Yeah.
And as you know, Super Bowl 56 is coming.
That's right.
And because of that, DraftKings is offering new customers 56-1 odds on
nice.
any playoff team to win their game. You can choose any playoff team that you're confident in to win. The Titans, it could be the Bengals, it could be any of the other teams. I'm not going to list them all.
You know.
Yep,
That's how it
all 8
works.
of them. You bet just $5
$5.
on any team to win their playoff game and win up to 280 in free bets if your team wins. 56-1 odds, you're not going to get that anywhere else. Especially if you're a new customer. It's the perfect way to get into sports gambling if you've been on the fence for a while. Get that money to load up right before these last few games of the year.
Get your money up, not your funny up.
Get your money up, not your funny up. And you do so by downloading the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code BETCHA, that is BETCHA, and get 56-1 odds on any NFL team. Bet just $5 and win 280 in free bets if your team wins. That's promo code BETCHA at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of
The
NFL.
Oh.
Must be 21 years or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, so those are the games this weekend, but I'm not going to lie. I still have an itch to make some money.
Yeah.
I should probably get it checked out. But instead, we are going to check out the Divisional Specials, courtesy, of course, of DraftKings.
This is the herd.
This is the herd. So the first game we've got, these are simply yes. Oh, I forgot I named this segment. Speaking of the herd, I call this segment Play or Stay Away.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
That's good.
And so we've got a couple specials. These are all available to anyone on the DraftKings Sportsbook if you're playing in a legal state.
I would say they're specials.
They are, because they are designed specially for this weekend.
Mhm.
So in the Bengals-Titans game, we have Derrick Henry plus Joe Mixon to combine for 150 plus rushing yards. Jamar Chase and A.J. Brown to combine for 3 plus touchdowns. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, A.J. Brown, and Julio Jones each have 50 plus receiving yards. Or Joe Burrow and Ryan Tannehill to have 350 plus passing yards. Are there any of these that stand out to you guys? I kind of like the Burrow Tannehill one.
Plus
Is that each? That's not each, right? That's just
it's or.
Yeah, or. So either one of us have 3. I think Burrow will have over 350. Yes, Jared, you have something you'd like to say?
I'd stay away from that one.
Why?
350 is a lot of yards.
Not for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, but
Against that Titans defense, it is a little sketchy.
I will
but-
say, I will say though, I mean, he had 500 passing yards in his final 2 games that he played in.
Mhm.
The last game, he had only 244 passing yards. So maybe I would stay
Well, maybe
away from that
Tannehill
one.
could do it.
No.
I kind of like Jamar Chase and A.J. Brown to combine for 3 touchdowns.
I don't like that one. I like the one below it more. The Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, A.J. Brown, and Julio Jones each have 50 plus receiving yards. I kind of feel like Julio might get a touchdown in this game.
Yeah.
I might just put a single bet on that. I feel like in the playoffs, they might utilize him a little more than they have.
Yeah.
Especially because A.J. Brown will be getting most of the attention.
Yeah. If you think Joe Burrow's going to get 350 yards, I don't think that's a bad bet then.
I kind of like Jamar Chase and AJ Brown for 3 plus touchdowns.
Really? I could see A.J. Brown just going off.
Or Jamar Chase have. I see Jamar at least having 1.
Yeah.
Jamar will have one, I think, for sure. A.J. Brown, maybe. It all just depends on how the Titans handle the Derrick Henry situation.
I think Henry and Mixon are for sure going to combine for 150. I think Derrick Henry's going to get close to 150 himself.
Yeah, that one's at minus 105.
Yeah, I think that's one's a very safe bet.
Yeah, I think I would take that one right away.
Yeah, I don't know if you think Ryan Tannehill is going to get 350 plus passing yards. 1, get drug tested, but 2, I would make an individual bet because I bet if the bet for individually Ryan
Just
Tannehill
to
doing
get
that
it
is
himself.
way higher than plus
Probably.
350.
You're probably right.
I think it's way higher.
Are you guys not Tannehill guys? I kind of am.
or 230? No, I'm not.
I think he's very average.
I think he's mid.
You think he's better than Kirk Cousins?
No.
Mid off.
I'd rather have Kirk Cousins than Tannehill.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
Better arm.
I think I would take Tannehill. He's done nothing but win since getting to the Titans.
See, it's a Garoppolo thing.
He's a big win
If you
guy.
lead with the wins, that's not a good stat for a quarterback.
How do you guys get into the playoffs? You need to have wins. You don't need passing yards to get into the playoffs. You need wins. Over losses.
Yeah. He is a winner.
He is. There's something to be said about that. All right.
So is Mitchell Trubisky. But,
I think- Hey, I think Trubisky's better than people thought too.
we'll talk about
He was held back by Matt Nagy.
Wow.
When he's the starting quarterback for the Vikings this
Coach of the
year,
year?
we'll all see.
Yeah, maybe they should bench Josh Allen and just throw Trubisky in.
They better at least give him like a wildcat package or something.
That's something they should not do.
An empty set.
The MVP?
Yeah,
Spread them out.
Yeah, I hate that.
All right, Niners versus Packers. We have Aaron Jones and Elijah Mitchell to combine for 2+ rushing touchdowns. Jesus Christ, I butchered that whole sentence.
You're okay.
Devontae Adams to have a 50+ yard touchdown reception, and Deebo Samuel over 150.5 combined rush and receiving yards. Joey, I know you love that third one.
I do like that one a lot. I really do. Debo's my guy. I think Debo's going to be the Baker Mayfield of commercials next season.
You think he's gonna get a ton?
I think he's going to get a fuck ton of commercials. I bet State Farm throws something at him. With Aaron Jones and Elijah Mitchell thing, I think that is a little misleading because I think Aaron Jones could have 2 touchdowns, but I think one of them is going to be receiving. I think he's going to have 1 rushing touchdown, and I don't think Elijah Mitchell is going to have a rushing touchdown because of my boy Deebo Samuel. So I would stay away from that plus 250. Devontae Adams have a 50-yard touchdown reception. I would also stay away from that one.
There's no way I'm banking on a 50 because like
You know what's going to happen
you
now,
get
by
a
the way.
48-yard touchdown or something.
Can you imagine? That'd
Exactly.
But it's going to happen now. That's how it is. It's going to happen. I just don't. But the 49ers' weakness is cornerbacks right now, so maybe it does, but it's going to be 47. I like Deebo Samuel over 150.5 combined rushing receiving yards. If I'm going to bet, I would bet on that.
I think so. I kind of like the Aaron Jones, Elijah Mitchell one just because of the goal line factor. If they get down to the goal line, just plunge one of them.
That's kind of
in.
where I'm leaning towards too.
But I think they would put in AJ Dillon over Aaron Jones, Quadzilla.
And I think Aaron Jones is a big receiving back, so
Exactly.
he might not have a rushing touchdown.
I could see it happening
That
on a
is true.
screen or something like that. The Packers run screens.
I mean,
really
that's
well.
why it's plus 250. If it was
Exactly.
if
If it was free cheese, they'd let us know.
Right.
That's true. Yeah, I'd probably lean Aaron Jones. I'm not a fan of that one, but probably do that one.
Do you guys have any-
rushing touchdowns?
Do you have any free cheese this week?
Um,
Mine last week was literally the Niners beating the Cowboys.
yeah.
But I don't think any of those games that we bet on.
I like most. I like is the under with the Rams and Bucks.
Actually, if I was free cheese, I would do -6 Packers.
I would too.
Oof,
They're good, Jared.
-6 though.
Have you been watching them?
No, not in 2 weeks.
They're really good.
Or ever.
And I just think if they can blow that game open, it's blouses.
Yep.
Blouses.
Game.
The fat lady will be warming up her vocal cords at the third quarter in that game. I
Don't
think.
fat shame.
Oh, right.
I know that's an expression.
It's an old expression, and just like Lambeau
Oh
Field,
my
we need to get rid of it. We need to get rid of it.
You're right. I was.
Doesn't mean it's okay to say no.
My boomer was coming out there a little
Yeah,
bit.
a little bit.
A little bit. All right, before I get too boomered out, let's move to this Rams-Bucks game. Cooper Kupp or Mike Evans to have 125+ receiving yards. Love that one for Cooper Kupp or Mike Evans. Even.
I love that one for both.
I feel like Gronk should have a bigger game than Mike Evans.
I mean, maybe he has more touchdowns.
Because you got to imagine Ramsey will be on Mike Evans.
But Mike Evans is so good. And you could say the same thing about Cooper Kupp. It's one thing to say you're going to cover him. It's another thing to actually do it. I like Mike Evans a lot to have more than 125 receiving yards. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
He's just Mike Evans.
That's true. There's a will, there's a way. And then this one I don't love. Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford to combine for 600+ passing yards.
No, that
seems. I feel like the Bucks are going to run their way.
And it's plus 150.
Yeah, the other one was plus 130. That one I do not.
I think Brady has a 300-yard passing game, but I don't think Matthew Stafford has anything like that.
Yeah, I think the Rams would have to run the ball a good amount.
I don't like that one. He only passed for 17 attempts last game.
Yeah, I don't like that one either. I would probably do Kupp or Mike Evans to get 125
Yeah,
plus.
I feel confident that Kupp could get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Although Kupp didn't really have a great game last
He
week.
didn't have to.
Right.
He had one drop.
You know, isn't that crazy that 5 receptions for 61 yards and a touchdown is
mid-game.
is a bad game
It's a
for
good
him?
game, but it wasn't a great
No,
game.
but that's how good Cooper Kupp is.
Right.
Yeah, the standards change. It's
Right.
cruel. It's a cruel thing. All right, and finally, the Buffalo Bills at Kansas City
Finally.
Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, 10 or more passing touchdowns combined. Yes, for
it.
plus 2,000.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
We're doing
I
it.
agree. I'm putting a small amount on this one too.
What?
Just for
What?
something to cheer for.
But
Plus 2,000?
That's an absurd. That is absurd. You know some. That
is absurd.
That's crazy.
Yeah, if you put $5 on it, you'd win $105. I think that's worth it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Why not?
If there's any two quarterbacks in the league that are going to do it right now,
That was great
it would be
math,
in
by
this
the way,
game.
Matt. That was great
You
math.
can type it in.
You're a degenerate.
I didn't do it. I didn't do the
When your math is better because I'm betting than in actual life.
I can do plus and minuses. I can't do
How much change?
addition or subtraction.
Yeah, you did residential math or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Degenerate math.
Remedial math.
Degenerate
I
math.
can't believe you've never heard of that.
Never heard of it.
I guess you were just so advanced.
I think you were so gifted as a child.
Whenever you had to walk by the remedial classes, they covered your ears and eyes. Like, you can't see that, Jared. We're going to advanced geography.
There you go. Exactly.
I'd rather take geography than calculus.
Calculus sucked. I never even took. I had a C in pre-calculus. My only C in high school.
Calculus is the Lambeau Field of classes.
I would agree. Everyone says it's a classic and you have to check it out. You don't.
No, you don't.
Right.
I'd also say that about any math class. I don't think I need any math besides elementary math.
Algebra's worthless.
Geometry?
Algebra a little bit.
Well, worthless.
Like basic algebra, like
Right.
3x equals 6.
Yeah.
But that's just math.
Exactly.
But you literally
But that
just
is
using
algebra.
basic math.
There's a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think past 5th grade math is you don't need to learn any of it.
So let's do some math here. Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, 10 or more passing touchdowns combined. Do you think both of them would have 5 touchdown passes, or somebody would have 6 and somebody would have to have 6 or 4, 7 or 3?
It's not a
10 or
great.
nothing?
It's not a great bet.
What's
That's
the
why
most
it's
passing
plus
touchdown somebody has thrown in the playoff game ever?
Ooh.
I think someone's done 5.
Probably 6.
I bet Tom Brady's done
This
5.
is a terrible
against, like,
bet.
the
That's an
Broncos.
awful bet.
It is. That's why it's plus 2,000. But
Fuck it. We ball.
exactly.
Did we talk about the second bet? I don't think we did.
We have not. Travis Kelce and Stephon Diggs are combined for 200 plus receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Yes, plus 650. These are both tough
I
ones.
love that one.
Really?
I do. I think Kelce is going to have at least 100 yards and a touchdown because he's a huge yards after catch guy because he's just great at finding like open field and he's great at running routes after. He's so smart at running. He's
from
so
Cleveland.
good. From big Cleveland guy.
Oh.
And I think Stephon Diggs has a pretty good game as well.
I think Stephon Diggs is gonna have a really big game.
I
think Diggs will get 2 touchdowns himself.
Can I say this is my free cheese of the week?
Go for it. That's a bold free cheese, but I like it.
Combined for 200 plus receiving yards and 2 plus touchdowns.
So it could be any comment. Like one of them could get 30 yards, and the other one could get 170.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they both get over 100. Honestly,
I like Diggs. I don't know about Kelce, but obviously Kelce.
I might throw on that. I'm probably gonna put money on that.
Throw some cheddar.
Yeah.
I like it.
Let's go.
Jared, are we taking this Mahomes and Josh Allen?
Oh, yeah. I'll do both. I like both.
You like both, really?
I'll do both.
I do like the Kelce and Diggs one. The more I'm thinking about it,
You like them throwing 10 touchdowns?
I don't like it happening.
No,
I
you
just
don't.
love the idea of it.
Yeah.
Put your money down.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it will be fun. I agree.
Put some money down.
I am. Yeah, I'm throwing some cheddar.
I don't believe you.
I will.
I'm throwing my whole paycheck on it personally, plus 2,000.
Didn't we bet something where I give you my whole paycheck?
Oh,
if something happened?
what a payday that would be.
What was
I just
the-
typed it in.
How much?
I don't want to say on there because then people can do the math and
$1
figure out my
million.
paycheck. I put in $1,000. It would be $21,000 you'd win. That's how people like make a career out of this, though.
Yep. You just do one big bet.
You do it, then you just have house
springboard
money.
it. Yep.
What was the bet we made where we put we said we'd pay our paychecks?
Titans Saints Super Bowl.
I'm so
Jared,
glad.
Jared said.
yeah.
Jared says I still owe him half a paycheck if the Titans make it.
Yeah. So
That's so dumb.
I don't know why I agreed to it either. I just let him bully me. It was on the podcast too. I could have said no. I could have had him stop it.
I get half that money. You can just give it to me right now if you want.
I'll give you an advance.
Mm.
Right. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I owe you.
I owe you. All right. I appreciate it. Anything else you guys want to say to the people before we wrap this GD sucker up?
I was gonna say something. I forgot though.
Oh yeah, Jared and I are gonna go see American Underdog tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very excited about that. We're gonna do a pre-show like video and then a post-showing video, and then we'll probably talk about it on Monday on the podcast.
What would you
Our
rather
full
do?
review.
What would you rather do? See American Underdog for 24 hours straight or go to a Packers game in Lambeau Field?
Who was playing the Packers?
What time of year?
What team don't you like? It's optimal conditions.
So like September.
September and
Okay.
they're playing
The Jags or something.
the Giants. Spread is -15. Mike Glennon's in the game.
Oh no.
Which one would you rather see? American Underdog for 24 hours.
Can I bring a laptop or use my phone during
This
the
is for
movie, or do
Jared.
I have
I
to
know.
watch it?
This is for Jared.
I know. Yeah,
This is for Jared.
I would do the Lambeau because I just get completely hammered for 3 hours.
You couldn't
That's
get.
true.
What about getting hammered in the movie theater?
For 24 hours?
Yeah,
I can't.
that's
Can
a
I go
long
pee?
pace.
Yeah, you can go to the bathroom.
Can we bring like computers or phones in too?
This isn't fucking Hunger Games. You can go to the bathroom.
Yeah, boy, you gotta be in the theater for 24 hours. bro.
Yeah, but it's not hunger. I mean, you can get food too if you want. You don't have to. You don't have to starve. It's just being in the theater watching what I think is going to be a mid movie.
According to
Oh,
IMDb, it's like I got a 7.5 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes. 75% of
Really?
critics have liked it.
Well, I think also I'm probably not the demographic for.
It probably is.
It's probably
for
a little
parents.
cheesy.
What?
Yeah,
For kids.
family movie.
What do you think will be the very first scene in American Underdog? Like, where do you think the movie will start?
It'll be like Kurt Warner bagging something, and then
Oh, he's like a grocery route.
yeah, someone says something to him, and they look up, and he's like, "Yep, that's me." Or like maybe he's throwing a pass, and he's like, "Yep." That's Robin Warner, I got it. No, I think it'll be that, and I think it'll be In Too Deep by Sum 41. Cause I'm in too deep. Like, those are my favorite. Those early 2000s.
Oh, I could
high school
see it
movies.
starting with a montage of him being treated poorly at the grocery store. Like people,
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah, people are like, "Oh, get out of the way, bag boy," or something like that.
Bag boy. You'll never be good at any. You'll
never be a Super Bowl.
You'll
winning
never be a
quarterback.
Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, or maybe he's like looking at a poster like advertising like the Iowa barn doors opening.
Barn doors.
You'll never be a
Isn't
Super
that what they're
Bowl.
called?
Barnstormers.
Barnstormers, whatever the Iowa barn doors.
You'll never be a Super Bowl MVP in 3 years. Ha ha.
I'll give you maybe 6 or 7.
So hyper specific. Yeah, but if at that point, if you're a Super Bowl MVP in 6 years, doesn't count. Ha ha. Bag boy.
You'll never precede Eli Manning on the New York Giants.
Bag boy.
Bag boy.
Nobody ever treats anyone that poorly like they do in like 2000s movies.
Right.
Like bullies don't actually go up to kids and just be like, "Oh, is someone's mom dead?" That's such an exaggeration. Like, "Oh, look, here's the nerd who likes science class. How's your dead dad? An alcoholic mom that's struggling to take care of you on a single paycheck." No one actually does that.
Also, who loves science that much if they're in that much of a bad situation? I think.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like you're into selling drugs, not chemistry.
What a weird stereotype.
I think it'll start Kurt Warner at the Super Bowl, like just about to go on the field.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way too.
I like that, and I think they're going to go, "Yep, that's me."
No, it'd be like Dick Vermeil will say,
Are you ready for this?
"Are you ready for this, American Underdog?" And then we go back to like,
Dude, Dick
him
Vermeil's
being
for sure.
born.
He's gonna be like hands behind his back, looking out like out of the field. He's like, "Who would have thought just a few years ago where you were now?"
Right.
Zoom in on Kurt's face.
you were an American,
You're American
and now you're an underdog.
title.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then
And then it's then slow fade into black 3 years earlier.
Right.
And then it'll show him.
You know what's
He'll
funny?
be doing some sort of workout, and then he'll get the high V job.
Right.
I always get this movie and the Kevin James Sean Payton movie
They're both the exact same, like genre.
confused. I think in that movie Kevin James is gonna do some stupid. Yep, that's me. Because they made like the girl sound like a dumbass because she's pronounced Roger Goodell's name incorrect. You got a
Yeah, she works for the NFL. She works for the Saints, like in a very high up position. She doesn't know who Roger Goodell is. That's such a bad look.
for a woman. Women don't know sports.
Yeah,
like-
that's exactly what that joke boiled down to.
So that's 100% gonna happen. We need to put a line on this, but I think it'll be like, "Yep, that's me."
If they
Kevin James will 100% say that.
I bet the odds are like -500 that Kevin James falls down on his face at some point in that
And he
movie.
farts. He does.
Or he will
makes a
fart for sure.
he farts. Kevin James is a stereotypical fat slob. While his hot as hell wife like has like a career. Like, "Oh, I don't want to do it. I want to go with the guys."
Beer. I would bet my non-existent mortgage that he gets hit with a football in this movie. In the movie, at some point,
also,
like in the back of the head.
So weird that they're making Sean Payton a deadbeat dad.
Yeah, like he wasn't
In
a
the
good dad,
movie.
and then he goes like coaches. That's what the story is, right? He like coaches his high school
Kiwi
kids.
team, something like that.
But was
That's
he-
actually what Sean Payton did.
But was he a deadbeat dad?
I don't know.
God, imagine how
weird.
miserable it would have been to have Sean
Did
Payton
Sean
as your
Payton write
Pee-wee
this one
coach.
off? He's like, that's a good plot.
I don't think
I don't
he had
know.
any say in it. I hope he didn't.
I have no idea.
I hope he just comes out and like he's like, "I have a personal vendetta against this. I fucking hate this movie."
You gave me Kevin James. I don't even like Kevin James.
Kevin James is funny.
Do you want to
Really?
see this movie as a Vikings fan since you don't like the Saints?
I'll watch it.
Do you want it to be bad?
I don't really care.
Because they'll talk about the Vikings in it. The Vikings are part of the story.
Yeah, I don't.
It'll be a brief thing.
I don't know who's gonna play Brett Favre or what, but
I don't think they'll have Favre in it. I think that. Or when does that one start? That one, you think, starts when he's getting Gatorade poured on at the Super Bowl?
yeah, and then there's gonna be a big come down and then come up.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably takes pyramid.
Celebration. They'll do the Mardi Gras thing. He's on top of the world, and that's when he'll get the call.
Yep.
So was it the season after? Or was that 2 seasons after?
2 seasons.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yes, because they lost the Niners, and then the whole thing came out.
Yep, exactly.
I think so. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
no, I think you're right.
Yeah,
Because the news came out like way late.
right. 2 or 3 years later.
Yeah, because Vilma snitched. I think
And Greg Williams is a hunk of junk.
he is a hunk of junk.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
No.
No, not poor guy. He's
an
actually
asshole.
trash.
Yeah.
I agree completely.
No.
All right, guys, we'll leave it on the fuck Greg Williams note because I think that's the perfect way to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for listening. Enjoy your wild card weekends. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, check out the other podcast we're all on, the Sir Yacht Show.
Yes.
We basically do this. It's just a little more chaotic.
Because Johnny's on it.
We have a fourth voice,
Mhm.
and we play fun games like which NFL moment in history should be Nickelodeonified.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Good time. That podcast comes out on Thursdays as well,
Yep, today.
usually. So it's a good time. Good luck on your bets this weekend.
Thanks, Matt.
Hey, I would say
Not
your
you.
bets. Can I see that? Can I see that for a sec? I'd say your bets.
Oh fuck. Are you
Challenge-
blind?
Challenge yourself. Yes. Well, I'm a ref.
Challenge yourself this weekend. Yeah.
Challenge
Maybe
yourself.
bet a plus 2,000 for Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. 10 plus
touchdown
touchdowns
passes.
combined.
Challenge yourself. Be a degenerate in gambling.
maybe Mahomes only throws 2. Josh Allen throws 8.
Could happen.
You never know.
Ooh.
8 I mean, if they scored 7 touchdowns in a game, they technically get rid of the kneel down.
Yeah.
It is possible. I don't think a team you would ever throw more than 8 touchdowns in a game.
That's probably the peak.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough time. That's 2 per quarter.
I think Nick Foles did 7 touchdowns.
He did.
ago.
That's right.
And
Yeah,
that was a lot.
yeah, and that was like, so you got some goal line opportunities
But
and
hey,
stuff like
you
that.
get overtime. You get double overtime in playoffs.
That is true.
Triple
The
overtime.
playoffs are the time it would happen.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
So
so
you-
excited for this
You have
bet.
that factor.
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Have a great divisional weekend, and we will see you piping early on Monday morning.
Bet on it.